You have within you a technology older than any civilization, more powerful than any machine, and more intelligent than any system humans have built. It doesn't need Wi-Fi, electricity, or algorithms. It runs on consciousness. It's called the third eye, and you were born with it. Once, humanity knew this. Ancient yogis, Egyptian initiates, shamans, and mystics all understood the same truth. That reality is not simply seen with the eyes, but created through the inner vision behind them. They mapped this inner world, the chakras, the subtle body, the layers of awareness with precision that modern science is only beginning to rediscover. But something happened. As humanity turned outward, toward logic, machinery, and materialism, we forgot how to look inward. We built external technology while abandoning the inner one. We built satellites, but lost the stars within. We invented computers, but forgot the quantum instrument of our own mind. The knowledge of inner perception didn't disappear. It was hidden, destroyed, or ridiculed. Temples were burned, scrolls erased, initiates silenced. Because a humanity that sees clearly cannot be controlled. And disempowered people are easier to manipulate than awakened ones. That's why most people live their whole lives half awake, guided only by the 5 physical senses, never realizing there's a 6th one designed to command the other 5. The third eye was never meant to be mystical superstition. It was meant to be your control panel for perception, intuition, and creation. When open, it allows you to perceive beyond appearances, to see the invisible structure of energy and possibility behind everything. When closed, life feels flat, repetitive, predictable, as if you're stuck in a single dimension of existence. You may call it intuition, imagination, or vision, but the ancient masters called it ajna, the eye of command. It doesn't just see reality, it selects it. It is the bridge between mind and matter, the point where thought becomes form. Every great teacher hinted at it. Hermes Trismegistus called it the all-seeing eye. Patanjali described it as the seat of direct perception. Jesus said, "If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light." Different languages, same meaning. There is a portal inside you that can perceive, project, and shape the quantum field. And when it is reawakened, visualization, the act of seeing with the mind, becomes a technology again. It becomes the mechanism by which imagination collapses into reality. The tragedy of modern life is not that people lack power. It's that they no longer believe they have it. But the power was never taken. It was simply forgotten. So this transmission isn't just information, it's activation. Because once you remember how to use the third eye consciously, you stop being a spectator of life and start being its architect. You begin to understand why visualizations sometimes fail, because they come from the surface mind, not the inner lens that commands reality. And once you use that inner lens, results accelerate. Because you're no longer working against your own perception, you're working through it. The third eye doesn't create new possibilities. It tunes you in to the ones that already exist. It changes your frequency, and reality rearranges accordingly. And you can feel it, the gentle pull between your eyebrows, the tingling when you close your eyes and focus there. It's subtle, but it's real. That's your inner lens, waking up after centuries of collective sleep, because perception is creation. What you see inwardly, you will live outwardly. What you believe, you will experience. And what you focus on through the eye of consciousness, you will magnetize into form. This is the essence of all manifestation, seeing from the inside out. In the next part, we'll enter the sacred map of consciousness left by the ancients, the 7 chakras, the architecture of awareness, and discover where the third eye fits in the evolution of the human soul. There's a map inside you, an invisible architecture that mirrors the universe itself. The yogis called it the chakra system, 7 primary energy centers, each representing a stage in the evolution of human consciousness. This isn't philosophy. It's a psychological and energetic anatomy, one that explains every human experience, from instinct to enlightenment. The first chakra, the root, grounds you in survival. It teaches you how to feel safe, how to inhabit the physical body. When this center dominates, life feels like a constant search for stability, food, shelter, money, security. The second, the sacral, awakens the senses. It rules pleasure, emotion, desire, the art of enjoying being alive. The third, the solar plexus, is the fire of action. It fuels ambition, willpower, identity, the desire to make things happen. The fourth, the heart, opens you to creativity and compassion. It shifts you from I to we, from separation to connection. The fifth, the throat, is the voice of influence. It turns thoughts into vibration, vibration into words, and words into impact. And then the sixth, the third eye, or ajna, the command center. The eye that sees without sight, that perceives reality not through the senses, but through the field of consciousness itself. This is the point where the human stops reacting to reality and starts creating it. It's where perception becomes the steering wheel of destiny. In Sanskrit, ajn means to perceive or to command, because perception is command. What you perceive as real, your subconscious accepts as instruction. When this center awakens, imagination becomes interface. You stop visualizing as fantasy. You start visualizing as function. You realize that every mental image is an electrical signal sent to the field, and that energy responds to attention like iron filings to a magnet. That's why the third eye is the most advanced tool of manifestation. It doesn't just visualize outcomes, it transmits them. It sends vibrational blueprints to your subconscious and the quantum field simultaneously. The result is coherence, mind and matter speaking the same language. That's also why most people can't manifest consistently. Their physical eyes are open, but their third eye is closed. They see only with the senses what already is, instead of the unseen potential waiting to materialize. They react instead of command. The ancients knew this. In Egypt, the eye of Horus symbolized healing, perception, and power, a depiction of the pineal gland, the biological seat of the third eye. In Hindu art, the gods were drawn with a radiant jewel between the brows. In Christianity, the single eye symbolized purified perception, the unity of duality. Every culture, every mystery school pointed to the same truth. Inner vision precedes outer creation. But as humanity industrialized, this inner faculty atrophied. Our pineal glands, calcified physically through diet and environment, spiritually through disuse and disbelief. We traded intuition for intellect, perception for proof, imagination for logic. Yet the third eye never disappeared. It simply went dormant, waiting for consciousness to evolve back toward itself. And that's what's happening now. People are awakening, not to new information, but to ancient memory. The Ajna chakra is the threshold between duality and unity. The final level of awareness before the crown opens to the infinite. It's where you stop asking, what is real? And start realizing, reality is what I perceive. When you work with this energy center, you're not adding anything new. You're removing the static that blocks clear perception. You're cleansing the lens through which your consciousness projects its hologram. And when that lens clears, you see differently. Colors feel alive, synchronicities multiply, time bends, manifestations accelerate. Because your perception has become pure, free of distortion, free of disbelief. This is why the third eye matters so deeply in manifestation. The five physical senses can only perceive what already exists. The third eye perceives what's becoming. It's the bridge between imagination and incarnation, the tool that transforms vision into vibration and vibration into visible reality. You might call it intuition, you might call it faith, but in truth, it's an advanced sensory faculty, an organ of higher perception that reads energy the way your eyes read light. And it can be trained, it can be strengthened. It can be activated again. The key lies in learning how to use it consciously, not just for mystical experiences, but for manifestation, healing, and guidance. And that's what we'll do next. In the following section, you'll learn the exact method called the third eye visualization technique, a process that merges ancient energy science with modern subconscious programming to accelerate manifestation. When practiced correctly, especially before sleep, this method can rewire perception, awaken intuition, and turn visualization into a direct channel for creation. Let's step into the technique itself, the ancient practice, reborn for the modern mystic. Close your eyes, not to escape the world, but to see it from its source. The world you touch with your hands began here, in the invisible landscape of mind. And the doorway between imagination and manifestation lies right behind your brow, the third eye, the Agana chakra. This practice, when done correctly, doesn't just open that doorway, it teaches you how to walk through it. It's simple, but not shallow. It works because it speaks the language of the subconscious, image, emotion, and energy. You'll do this practice before sleep, when your brain waves begin to slow from beta thinking into alpha and theta, the states of hypnosis, intuition, and creativity. This is the natural gateway between conscious and subconscious mind. So now, imagine it's night. The lights are dim, your phone is away. You sit or lie down in stillness, spine straight, eyes closed. Take 3 deep breaths, slow and rhythmic. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. With each exhale, imagine tension dissolving from your body. Your shoulders drop, your thoughts quiet. Your awareness turns inward. Now, begin counting backward. -3, 2, 1. Say it 3 times. With each count, feel yourself sinking deeper into your inner world. You are entering the alpha state, calm, focused, receptive. Now gently lift your closed eyes upward, about 20 degrees, as if looking toward the space between your eyebrows. Don't strain, just a soft, inner gaze. This activates the Ajna center, the lens of perception. You may feel pressure, tingling, or warmth in your forehead. That's the electromagnetic field of the third eye awakening. Now, bring to mind one specific situation in your life where you feel stuck. Something you want to transform, a block, a problem, a desire that hasn't yet materialized. See it clearly, feel it vividly. Let the memory or image arise naturally. Observe it as if watching a scene in a movie. Don't judge it, just see it. Notice the colors, the sounds, the emotions it evokes. Acknowledge everything that comes up. Now, imagine this entire situation condensing into a ball of energy, pulsing, glowing in the center of your chest, in your heart space. This is the energetic essence of your current reality. Take a slow breath in. As you exhale, visualize sending this ball upward from your heart, through your throat, through your brow, and releasing it into the higher field above your head. Give it to the universe. Let it go completely. You've handed over the problem to your higher self, to the infinite intelligence that sees the bigger pattern. Now, inhale again. And this time, imagine a new ball of light forming in your heart. bright, golden, warm. This represents the solution, the fulfilled reality, the desired outcome. See it vividly, not as something far away, but as something already done. You're not wishing, you're remembering. Visualize yourself inside the solved scene. If your problem was financial, see yourself checking your account and feeling calm, abundance. If it was health, see yourself moving freely, vibrant and strong. If it was love, feel the warmth of connection, laughter, harmony. Engage all senses. What do you hear? What do you smell? What's the texture of this moment? What emotion fills your body? Let that feeling expand until it fills your chest, your face, your aura. You're programming your subconscious with sensory data that says, this is real. Now, once more, breathe deeply, and as you exhale, send this ball of light upward through your brow into the same field. Offer it to your higher self, not as a request, but as completion. You've transmitted the instruction. Your only task now is to rest. Don't repeat it. Don't force it. Let the subconscious process the data during sleep. The dream state is when the brain reorganizes patterns, connecting your inner world to the external field. Over the next few days, pay attention. Signs will come, often small, subtle, synchronistic, a phrase someone says, a number that repeats, an unexpected opportunity, a sense of clarity that wasn't there before. These are confirmations, reality, adjusting to your new command. When the signs appear, act on them. The third eye doesn't just reveal, it guides. It orchestrates through intuition those gentle impulses that lead you to the next step. If nothing happens immediately, don't panic. Energy moves faster than matter. The shift has already begun in the unseen. The physical simply needs time to catch up. Repeat this process only after 3 days to give your subconscious full time to integrate and manifest. The first command before receiving another. Over time, as you practice, the sensations in your forehead will intensify. The visuals will become sharper, the emotions stronger. You may begin to see light patterns, colors, or inner images spontaneously. This is your third eye, activating the inner lens, learning to see clearly again. And as it strengthens, something miraculous happens. Your visualizations begin to manifest faster. Your intuition sharpens. Your perception of life becomes You start realizing that manifestation was never about attracting. It was about perceiving the version of reality already available to you, and the third eye is the tool that lets you tune to that frequency. This ancient science, yogic technology, universal law, and it's accessible to anyone willing to look inward long enough to remember. In the final part, we'll explore why this technique works, how imagination, alpha brainwaves, and the pineal gland combine to reprogram your subconscious and send vibrational instructions into the quantum field. We'll also decode how to interpret the signs that appear afterward, the language the universe uses to say, your command has been received. Most people call it coincidence. Mystics call it confirmation. But it's the same phenomenon, reality reorganizing around your inner command. Because manifestation isn't luck, it's law. The third eye doesn't create miracles, it mechanizes them. It turns spiritual principles into neurological processes. Let's break it down. When you visualize vividly, the pineal gland, the small pino-shaped gland deep within your brain, activates. This gland is biologically sensitive to light, even internal light. When you imagine, it responds by releasing electromagnetic frequencies that ripple through the nervous system. In ancient texts, this was called divine sight. In neuroscience, it's phototransduction, your brain translating light and vibration into bioelectrical signals. That's why yogis, shamans, and initiates all centered their practice around this gland. It's the physical interface between the physical brain and the field of consciousness. You could say it's the antenna through which the mind transmits into the quantum field. Here's what happens, step by step. Imagination creates an image. The emotion charges it with energy. The pineal gland amplifies the signal electromagnetically. The subconscious accepts it as reality. Your perception filters and behavior shift. Reality reflects the new frequency back. That's the mirror principle, in motion as within, so without. You are both the transmitter and receiver of your life experience. The universe is not responding to your words. It's responding to your vibration. And vibration is the direct result of your focus and feeling. That's why it's not enough to think positively. You must see positively. You must rehearse the reality you want to live in until your body believes it's already true. Because once the body believes, it behaves accordingly, and behavior shapes outcomes. Your cells are listening to your thoughts. Your electromagnetic field is broadcasting them into space. And the quantum field, infinite, impossibility, collapses into form. Wherever attention and emotion meet. This is why the third eye is called the seat of perception. It doesn't just see, it selects. It tunes consciousness to one of infinite potential timelines. You're not changing the universe. You're changing channels within it. When you practiced the third eye visualization, you weren't begging for results. You were sending new instructions into the field. Your subconscious, now reprogrammed, begins coordinating with the environment to fulfill that vision. People appear. Ideas emerge. Timing synchronizes. This is not superstition. It's quantum coherence. Energy attracts energy of similar frequency. Emotion magnetizes experience. Belief solidifies vibration. That's why the speaker in the original teaching saw physical results within 3 days. Not because of magic, but because his inner frequency reached a threshold strong enough to bend probability. The key to all of this is perception. Because perception defines reality. You don't see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. The third eye expands perception, dissolving the filters of fear and conditioning that limit what's possible. Once those filters fall away, opportunity becomes visible. And once you can see it, you can receive it. Every miracle is simply alignment made visible. Every synchronicity is reality, whispering, keep going, you're tuned correctly. That's why it's crucial to watch for signs after doing this technique. The signs are proof that the field is responding. They're breadcrumbs leading you toward the next action. A conversation, a book, a chance meeting. They all carry energetic confirmation. The more you trust those nudges, the faster the manifestation completes. Because trust stabilizes frequency, and frequency determines form. But here's the paradox. The more you chase results, the slower they come. Why? Because chasing implies lack. The third eye works through faith, not force. Through surrender, not struggle. You don't control the outcome. You command it and then release it. You let the field handle the details. That's why the final step of the third eye visualization is sleep. The surrender phase. When you sleep, your conscious mind stops interfering, and the subconscious integrates the new program effortlessly. The vision cooks in the silence of the night, and when you wake, reality begins rearranging itself to match your new inner architecture. The ancients called this process Yoga Nidra, conscious sleep, or dreaming creation into being. You're not escaping the world. You're reshaping it from its source. Because true manifestation isn't about getting. It's about becoming. Becoming the frequency of the life you desire until the universe has no choice but to mirror it. That's what the third eye really does. It restores your natural ability to see beyond illusion, to perceive the invisible structure behind visible things, and to direct that structure consciously. It's not mystical, it's mechanical, spiritual, and scientific, all at once. So now you know, the third eye isn't just a symbol, it's a system. A biological, energetic, and spiritual technology designed to link the human mind to the divine matrix. When it opens, life stops happening to you and starts happening through you. You stop being a pawn on the chessboard and become the player, the consciousness behind the move. And that's the ultimate manifestation. Not wealth, not success, not power, but sovereignty. The remembrance that you are both observer and creator, that your perception is your prayer, that your inner eye was never blind, only waiting for you to look within again. So tonight, when you close your eyes and breathe into that sacred space between your brows, remember, you're not visualizing for fun, you're programming reality. You're awakening the divine instrument that once guided sages and seekers alike. And through it, you'll remember what you've always been, not a seeker of miracles, but their source. If this message resonated, if you felt that gentle pulse between your brows, it means your inner technology is already reawakening. Like this video if it sparked remembrance. Comment below. What sign did you notice after your first third eye visualization? Your story might be the activation someone else needs to see. And if you're ready to go deeper, watch the next video, The Mirror Principle, how reality reflects your consciousness. It will show you how to interpret the signs that appear after your visualization practice. Subscribe to join this temple of remembrance, a digital sanctuary where science meets spirit, and where you learn to see, not with your eyes, but with your soul. Because reality is not something you witness, it's something you project. And every time you look within, the universe looks back.